Hey, how's it going YouTube? This is your boy Chosen and welcome to this week's first discussion video, where today I actually wanted to bring in a key connection that I don't think a lot of people have thought of. Something that you probably won't see in the manga, but I think could be a great idea to show for in the anime. Something that could play a role in Kawaki's development. A topic that, hell, even Neji himself is a part of in a pretty big way. So before we really get into it, I need to bring up one of the clear messages and themes of the entire series, being destiny. The idea of changing one's destiny or predestined fate. This is actually a topic I had already discussed with Boruto and Kawaki. On Boruto's side, I brought up some examples from the anime. Him going on about how just because Naruto's Hokage doesn't mean he has to be. Or the entire Jugo arc, where we gotta look at him still struggling with his transformation, implying that this is just how it is for him. But Boruto trying to convince him otherwise. And there was this whole symbolism with the goose that couldn't fly, but with determination and faith, he ended up flying in the end, breaking free from what we all thought was his destined fate. And on Kawaki's side, this one is pretty brief, but it revolves around him, Isshiki, and the Karma Seal. If you guys remember during the Isshiki fight when Kawaki was knocked out, Jigen was going on about how this is Kawaki's fate. No matter how many times he tries to run, he can never escape it. And even though it does seem like Isshiki is dead, we know later in the time skip that Kawaki ends up getting a Karma Seal back again, regardless of it being Ishiki's or not. Now, if you were in his position at this exact point, would you believe Boruto's philosophy of being able to change your predestined fate? Probably not. This whole idea, which I do hope we get a little scene of between the two, is bullshit to Kawaki. No matter what happens, we know regardless he ends up receiving back the seal, something he was finally able to escape from. And today, I wanted to connect Kawaki's take or philosophy of predestined fate to someone else who once thought the same thing, Neji. Through hinata, I think this is something the anime should definitely touch on way before Kawaki receives back his seal. Because again, when it comes to the idea of destiny, Kawaki is in the same mindset as him. For those who don't remember, in part 1, Neji, though a prodigy even by Hyuga standards, was a member of the clan's branch house, and no matter how skilled he became, he would always be in service to the Hyuga's main house. A fact that convinced him fate was predetermined. Neji was too young to understand what was happening at the time, and over the years came to believe his father had been forced to die for the main house. Neji became spiteful towards the members of the main for what he believed they'd done to his father. In the anime, he missed no opportunity to try and harm Hinata. He also came to believe that the course of a person's life was determined from the moment of their birth, and could be changed under no circumstances. It wasn't until after experiencing Naruto's refusal to be limited by such an ideology, Neji then realized his fate was what he chose it to be. And as a member of Team Guy, he grew up to find the strength necessary to make the future he wanted for his family and friends, and ultimately sacrifice his life to protect the very same person who taught him about the freedom of one's choice of fate, Naruto.
運命なんて誰かが決めるもんじゃないんだ。ナルト自身にそう教わった。かつての俺は自分の運命を呪っていた。分家に生まれた人間というだけでヒューガ宗家とは決して対等には扱われないこと、そして父を亡くし全ては分家という生まれながらに逃れられない運命を諦めていた。そんないじけた少年を叩き直してくれたのは同じように運命に押しつぶされそうになっているはずのあいつだった。一つ言いたい。どうしてそこまで自分の運命に逆らおうとする？
お前が無理だっつうんならもう何もしなくていい。俺が火影になってからヒューガを変えてやるよ。
Actually, now that I think about it, their situations might be different, but it is kind of similar to Boruto and Kawaki's relationship too. Of course, a topic like this is sensitive to Naruto because the way Neji was talking, he's implying neither can Naruto escape his fate of being a monster, not one being capable of being Kage, etc. However, Naruto didn't want to believe in it, so he sidelined that thought and replaced it with determination and hope. And in the same sense with Boruto, if he believes that fate cannot be changed, then he's just simply destined to be taken over by Momoshiki, the same way Naruto would with Kurama. Both Naruto and Boruto could be fighting to escape that destined fate, whereas with Kawaki, Hinata could notice his connection to her cousin, and in order to stop him from going down a dark path, this could be when she introduces his character to Kawaki, and explains how intoxicating Kid Neji's mindset was, and how Naruto was the one who convinced him otherwise. In a way, this was kind of done with Kurama in the manga, telling Kawaki how Naruto was seen as a monster growing up feared by everyone, but changed his fate in life to become someone else growing up. But with this idea for Neji, I think 1, it brings more depth into changing Kawaki's perspective, and 2, Neji's story in not being able to change one's fate is just too relatively close with Kawaki's, especially since this mindset was founded by how they both grew up in harsh circumstances as children. I really do think this is a missed opportunity for the anime not to do. And yes, we already had Neji explain his story of destiny to Boruto in the time travel arc, but I don't see the fault in bringing it up again, especially if it's for another valid reason. Like I said, the message of young Neji Neji's and Kawaki's character are too close for the anime not to connect to, so I really do hope this idea gets established in the series. But that's gonna do for today's video. Be sure to let me know how you guys feel about today's short topic of the connection between Neji and Kawaki's character in the comments down below. Thank you for watching all the way until the end, I always appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.